They talk because they fear silence. They pour out words like unfocused men pour out excuses, hoping noise will shield them from their own fragility. Every sentence they bleed makes them smaller, more predictable, easier to control. But you, if you aim to be untouchable, you cannot afford such weakness. You must wield silence like a blade. When you withhold words, you force the world to lean in, to guess, to question. Your restraint unsettles them, because what is hidden is always feared more than what is known. Silence is a fortress. It conceals your intent, it amplifies your presence, and it denies them the map to your mind. Talk less, observe more. Reveal nothing until revelation itself becomes power. The man who speaks only when it matters is a man they cannot measure, cannot manipulate, and cannot defeat. Focus on victory, not vanity. Control the battlefield of perception by refusing to be predictable. Comment below, my silence is my weapon. Number 1. The discipline of strategy. Power is never random, it is engineered. Every step you take must be deliberate, sculpted to serve a larger vision. The man who commands his destiny does not wander. He designs, he builds, he executes. Strategy is not an option, it is the lifeblood of power itself. To live with strategy is to weaponize time. It is to watch the world move in chaos while you remain composed, calculating, and exact. You learn to act, not out of impulse, but with precision so sharp it cuts before they realize the blade has left its sheath. This is how the untouchable rise, through patience turned into domination. Discipline is not restriction, it is refinement. It is the force that makes your movements heavier, your presence undeniable, your influence impossible to resist. When you control yourself, you control the field. When you decide the rhythm, you decide the outcome. This is the essence of command, to bend reality to your pace, to draw every eye and every move into your orbit. Every legendary victory, every empire that stood the test of centuries was forged not in reckless fire, but in cold calculation. The rulers who endure are those who make every action echo with purpose. They do not chase results. They construct inevitabilities. Understand this. Strategy transforms you into a man of inevitability. When you act, the outcome is not in question. It is certain, precise, and final. That certainty is what terrifies opponents and inspires loyalty. It is the aura of a man who has already won before the battle begins. Comment below, I move with calculated purpose. Number 2, power through perception. Power does not begin with force. Power begins with perception. Before you act, before you move, before a single decision leaves your lips, the world has already formed an image of you. That image either elevates you or it chains you. Understand this truth. The battlefield of perception is where victories are won without ever lifting a hand. Perception is influence disguised as reality. It is not about who you truly are. It is about what they believe you are. That belief shapes how they treat you, how they fear you, how they respect you. When you control perception, you control behavior. You no longer react to the world reacts to you. To master perception, you must master silence, presence, and precision. Words are cheap, but presence is priceless. When you enter a room, your posture, your gaze, your stillness, all of it broadcasts who you are. You need not boast. You need not prove. You need only exist in a way that makes others recalibrate themselves around your energy. Think of the most commanding figures in history. They did not need to explain their authority. Their presence itself was authority. Their silence was louder than speeches. Their stillness was heavier than noise. They understood that perception is power because humans are creatures of instinct. They respond first to what they feel, not what they hear. When you carry yourself with cold certainty, people sense it. They sense that you are not easily shaken. They sense that you are not desperate for validation. And because you do not need their approval, paradoxically, they give it to you. They trust what is immovable. They respect what is untouchable. They follow what they cannot fully read. This is not deception. This is architecture. You are building the image of inevitability, an image so strong that even before you act, the outcome is already written in their minds. They expect you to win. They expect you to lead. They expect you to command. And expectation itself is power. If they believe in your strength, half the battle is already yours. Every look you give, every pause you hold, every word you choose with precision, this sculpts the lens through which they see you. To control perception is to hold the pen that writes the script in their minds. And when you write the script, you control the ending. So remember this: never rush to prove yourself. Never explain more than necessary. Never let them read all of you. Give them just enough to respect you, just enough to admire you, and just enough to fear what lies beneath. The mystery strengthens the myth, and the myth strengthens the man. Perception is not decoration, it is weaponry. The aura you build today will shield you tomorrow. Craft it with intent, protect it with silence, and sharpen it with discipline. Then, and only then, will your presence become power incarnate. Number 3. The ruthless art of control. Control is the foundation of dominance. Without control, there is only chaos, and chaos is the playground of the weak. To become untouchable, you must master control in all its forms: control of self, control of environment, and control of others. Each layer strengthens the fortress of your power. Self-control is the first and highest form of power. If you cannot command yourself, you cannot command anyone else. Discipline over your mind, your emotions, and your impulses is what separates rulers from the ruled. The man who does not flinch, who does not break, who does not beg, he commands respect before he speaks a word. Control over yourself makes you immovable, untouchable, and feared in silence. But control does not stop within. It extends outward into your environment. The wise understand that the battlefield is shaped long before the fight begins. You must control the stage, the timing, the atmosphere. The one who shapes the conditions already decides the outcome. This is why leaders set the rules while followers obey them. If you dictate the frame of the game, you never have to chase victory. It is already bent in your favor. And then comes control over others, the most delicate and dangerous art of all. This is not about brute force. It is about influence so sharp it feels invisible. People rarely realize when they are being guided, but they feel the presence of one who subtly orchestrates the rhythm of the room. You do not demand loyalty, you create conditions where loyalty becomes their only choice. You do not force submission, you design perception so that submission feels natural, inevitable. Control is not about chains, it is about invisible threads. The man who yells for authority is ignored. The man who radiates authority through restraint and precision never needs to raise his voice. His control is felt, not declared. His grip is psychological, not physical, and that grip is the one that never loosens. You must understand that control is not cruelty, it is clarity. It is the art of bending reality into alignment with your will. It is removing uncertainty from the equation and replacing it with inevitability. The man who controls does not react, he directs. He is the architect of outcomes, the author of events, the silent force that shapes destiny. When you hold control, you hold fear, respect, and influence in your hands all at once. They may not even know why they follow you, why they listen, why they hesitate before acting against you. But they will feel it. They will feel that you are not like them, that you operate on a level untouchable to ordinary men. Master self-control, command your environment, subtly guide others. Do this, and you become more than a participant in life. You become the one who decides the rules of the game. And once you dictate the rules, you are no longer competing, you are ruling. Comment below, I control myself, I control my destiny. Number 4, the power of detachment. Detachment is not weakness, detachment is not apathy. Detachment is power in its purest form, the kind of power that cannot be touched, cannot be provoked, and cannot be taken away. It is the inner fortress that separates men who are ruled by the world from men who rule over it. When you master detachment, you stand in the storm and remain unmoved, while all others are swept away. Most people live steered by their emotions. Their happiness rises and falls based on approval, validation, and possession. If they are praised, they glow. If they are insulted, they crumble. If they win, they scream. If they lose, they break. Their lives are chained to external forces, which means their strength is never their own. Detachment severs those chains. It is the discipline of standing above the noise, the fire, the chaos, and choosing not to be owned by it. To be detached does not mean you are cold, it means you are in control. Detachment is clarity. It is the ability to watch the world unfold without letting its chaos invade your mind. The detached man can hear an insult and remain silent. He can suffer loss and remain steady. He can face temptation and remain unshaken. This is not indifference, this is command. And command is what makes men untouchable. Think of detachment as armor, not visible, but undeniable. When you are detached, manipulation cannot pierce you, insults cannot burn you, fear cannot grip you. Others may try to provoke a reaction, but your silence, your stillness, your calm stare breaks them before you say a word. They realize they cannot control you, and what cannot be controlled is always feared, always respected. Detachment is also liberation. When you free yourself from the need to prove, the need to cling, the need to chase, you gain space to move with precision. You are no longer desperate to be liked, to be chosen, to be celebrated. You act for purpose, not for approval. You build for power, not for applause. That freedom is what terrifies others, because it makes you unpredictable. No one can bribe or threaten a man who has nothing they can use against him. This freedom sharpens your vision. While others drown in their emotions, you remain still enough to see the truth beneath the surface. You notice the cracks in their pride, the weakness in their anger, the desperation in their joy. Their emotions blind them. Your detachment reveals them. You become the one who sees the game clearly, while everyone else stumbles in fog. And clarity is the deadliest advantage a man can possess. With detachment, you can wait when others rush. You can hold silence when others waste their strength on noise. You can strike with precision while others swing wildly out of fear and passion. Every battle, whether in business, politics, or life itself, is decided by clarity, and detachment is the mother of clarity. Understand this truth. Attachment is weight. Weight slows men down. It makes them cling to things they cannot control. They cling to money. They cling to status. They cling to opinions. And the more they cling, the weaker they become. But the detached man is light. He carries nothing that can be taken from him. He does not chain himself to things that do not last. He is free to move, to act, to rebuild, to rise again and again. That freedom makes him lethal. The man who is free from need cannot be seduced. The man who is free from fear cannot be intimidated. The man who is free from anger cannot be baited. This man is untouchable. And when you become untouchable, you rise above competition. You stop fighting for scraps and start commanding the entire table. Detachment also creates attraction. The world cannot resist the man who does not chase. When you do not beg, people give. When you do not cling, people follow. When you do not seek approval, it comes to you. Detachment projects strength, and strength pulls everything into its orbit. The man who is detached does not demand respect, he attracts it. He does not ask for loyalty, he inspires it. But understand, detachment is not isolation. You are not cutting yourself off from the world. You are mastering your position within it. You still build, you still lead, you still conquer, but you do it from a place of clarity, not desperation. Detachment allows you to engage with the world without being enslaved by it. You can enjoy wealth without being ruled by greed. You can value loyalty without being broken by betrayal. You can embrace power without being corrupted by it. That balance is what makes you enduring. To cultivate detachment, you must practice silence in moments of chaos. You must embrace loss as training, not destruction. You must remind yourself daily that nothing external defines you. The true source of your strength is internal, immovable, beyond the reach of the world. Once you realize this, you stop clinging to what can vanish, and you start holding only what cannot be taken: your discipline, your mind, your will. This is why the detached man always rises. He cannot be broken by defeat because defeat does not define him. He cannot be destroyed by loss because he knows he can build again. He cannot be moved by temptation because his foundation is deeper than desire. He is untouchable, not because the world is kind, but because he has made himself invulnerable to it. Detachment is strength refined into silence, power refined into patience, and clarity refined into freedom. The man who walks with detachment walks with unshakable presence. He becomes the one they cannot rattle, cannot move, cannot defeat. And that presence, calm, steady, and undeniable, becomes his greatest weapon. So cultivate it, practice it, live it. Be the one who stands calm when others panic, still when others rage, focused when others scatter. Be the one who controls himself so deeply that the world itself cannot control him. That is not just survival, that is supremacy. Comment below, detachment is my freedom. Number 5, the precision of power. Power is not about force alone. Power is not about noise or chaos or dominance through excess. True power is precision, the ability to strike once and end everything, the ability to move rarely but make every movement decisive, the ability to act with such sharp focus that nothing is wasted, nothing is accidental, and nothing is forgotten. Precision is the highest refinement of power because it transforms effort into inevitability. Consider this. The lion does not waste energy chasing every shadow in the savannah. It studies, it waits, it calculates. Then, with one calculated strike, the hunt is finished. The same principle applies to you. The world is full of men scattering their energy in every direction, talking too much, moving too fast, burning themselves out. But the one who learns precision becomes unstoppable. He conserves his strength, his words, his attention, so that when he finally unleashes them, the impact is catastrophic. Precision begins with clarity. You must know exactly what you want and exactly why you want it. Without clarity, your actions scatter like arrows fired blindly into the dark. But with clarity, every step, every word, every decision aligns toward your objective. You stop being random and you start being inevitable. People sense this in you. They feel the weight of a man who is deliberate. They feel the tension of a man who acts only when it matters. Your words must carry the same precision as your actions. Do not waste language. Speak with purpose, with weight, with silence between your sentences. The man who speaks less but says more becomes the one they remember. The man who measures his words carefully controls the rhythm of every conversation. This is not about eloquence, it is about impact. When you speak with precision, you plant ideas like blades. They cut deep, they linger, and they shape thought long after you've gone silent. Precision in movement is just as critical. Do not rush. Do not scatter. Do not let your energy drip away on meaningless pursuits. Every gesture should be intentional. Every glance should be directed. Every action should serve a purpose in your larger design. People will begin to notice. They will see that you waste nothing, and that realization alone will make them take you seriously. They will know you are not like others who squander themselves in haste. This kind of precision also cultivates fear, because unpredictability unnerves the weak. When you act rarely, but with devastating accuracy, they cannot prepare. They cannot read you. They cannot counter you. They are left guessing when you will move and how, and that uncertainty corrodes their confidence. Precision is not only efficient, it is psychological warfare. Understand this. The most dangerous man is not the one who acts constantly, but the one who acts decisively. The swordsman who swings endlessly is clumsy, but the swordsman who strikes once with accuracy ends the fight. Be that man. The man who doesn't move often, but when he does, the world shifts around him. Precision also demands discipline. You cannot afford distraction. You cannot afford indulgence in petty things. Your energy, your time, your focus, these are weapons, and weapons must be sharpened, not dulled. This means cutting out what does not serve you, refusing what does not build you, ignoring what does not strengthen you. Precision is forged in refusal as much as in action. The less you waste, the sharper you become. And when you finally act, you must commit fully. Precision is not hesitation, it is decisiveness. Once you know the moment has come, you move with absolute certainty, with no second guessing. That certainty is terrifying to others because most men hesitate, doubt, and stumble. But your strike lands clean, final, and undeniable. That is the difference between chance and power, between movement and mastery. Look at history. The most legendary leaders, generals, and thinkers did not drown the world in noise. They moved with precision. They chose their moments with care. They made decisions that echoed for centuries because they did not waste themselves on things that did not matter. Their power came not from doing more, but from doing less with greater intensity. That is the essence of mastery, to condense strength, to focus will, and to unleash it like a blade honed to perfection. When you embody precision, you stop chasing opportunities. Opportunities begin to seek you. People respect a man who does not scatter. They admire the one who is deliberate. They follow the one who never wastes a breath, never wastes a step, never wastes himself. Precision turns you into a force of gravity, drawing everything into your orbit, not through desperation, but through inevitability. This is the path to becoming untouchable. Precision separates the distracted from the disciplined, the weak from the powerful, the ordinary from the extraordinary. Every word you speak, every movement you make, every decision you choose, it all becomes sharpened, condensed, unstoppable. That is the kind of power that does not fade, does not waver, and does not fail. Be precise. Speak less. Move with intention. Strike only when necessary. And when you strike, make it final. This is how you stop being another man in the crowd and start becoming the man the crowd cannot ignore. Comment below, my power is precise. Number 6, the fortress of discipline. Discipline is the fortress of power. Without it, strength leaks away. Without it, vision fades into nothing. Without it, even the most ambitious man becomes a prisoner of his own impulses. But with discipline, unyielding, sharp, relentless discipline, you transform yourself into something beyond ordinary men. You become a structure of stone, a fortress built against weakness, against distraction, against failure. Discipline is not glamorous, it is not loud, it is not celebrated in the moment. It works in silence, brick by brick, day by day, without applause, without recognition. Yet in the end, discipline is what decides everything. Talent may give you sparks, but discipline keeps the fire alive. Intelligence may give you ideas, but discipline turns them into reality. Ambition may point toward greatness, but discipline is the force that carries you there. Think of it as architecture. Every disciplined choice is a brick in the wall. Every sacrifice for growth is mortar that holds it together. Every refusal to give in to weakness raises the walls higher. Over time, your fortress becomes unbreakable. When storms arrive, and they always do, you will not fall. The undisciplined collapse because they built their lives on sand. You will endure because yours is built on stone. Discipline is self-command, and the man who can command himself is the man who can command the world. Most men live as slaves to moods, chasing comfort when they should chase conquest. They break at the first sign of resistance. They justify their failure with excuses, but the disciplined man bends his emotions to his will. He bends his body to his law. He bends his habits into unshakable rhythm. He is not a slave to impulse. He is a master of it. And mastery of the self is the foundation of all other mastery. Discipline is also the destroyer of chaos. Look around. The world is loud, distracted, drowning in endless noise. Men scatter themselves in 1,000 directions. But discipline is focus distilled into structure. It cuts through noise, clears the fog, and creates order. The disciplined man builds patterns, and those patterns build empires. While others drown in confusion, he thrives in clarity. Understand this truth. Every empire that has ever endured was built on discipline. Armies do not win battles by chance. They win because discipline keeps them sharp when chaos erupts. Businesses do not dominate by accident. They rise because discipline sustains their vision long after excitement fades. Lives are not transformed by fleeting motivation. They are transformed by the discipline that remains when motivation dies. And this is the truth most men fear. Discipline is repetition. It is relentless. It is demanding. But it is also the reason the disciplined man cannot be defeated. Day after day, he sharpens himself. Day after day, he lays another brick. Day after day, he grows stronger while others waste themselves. To outsiders, it looks obsessive. To the disciplined, it looks inevitable. Discipline also commands respect. People may admire charisma, they may be entertained by charm, but they respect discipline. They respect the man who does what he says, who arrives when he promises, who delivers when others falter. They respect consistency more than they respect talent, because consistency is rarer. Talent is chance. Discipline is choice, and choice, repeated, becomes destiny. In war, discipline is survival. In business, discipline is wealth. In life, discipline is freedom. Freedom without discipline is chaos. Men destroy themselves with too much liberty, indulging every weakness, every distraction, every appetite. But with discipline, freedom becomes precision. It becomes controlled fire. The disciplined man directs his freedom like a weapon. He chooses where to place his time, his energy, his focus. That choice makes him unstoppable. Discipline is not denial. It is refinement. It is not punishment. It is power. Every act of discipline is an act of self-respect, a declaration that you are greater than your weakness, sharper than your distractions, and stronger than your urges. Each time you choose discipline, you reinforce your fortress. And brick by brick, the walls rise higher until nothing external can shake you. But discipline is not only about building strength, it is about protecting it. The disciplined man guards his fortress from intrusion. He does not allow laziness to slip through the gates. He does not allow temptation to creep into the halls. He does not allow distraction to weaken the foundation. He protects what he has built with the same ferocity he used to create it. That vigilance is what ensures his endurance. This is why the disciplined man is feared. He cannot be swayed by comfort. He cannot be tempted by weakness. He cannot be broken by hardship. He has trained himself to remain steady no matter what comes. That steadiness terrifies those who lack it, because they realize they cannot manipulate him, cannot predict him, cannot match him. Discipline is the quiet power that outlasts everything. It is not dramatic, but it is final. The man who can wake when he said he would, work when he said he would, and persist when it would be easier to stop, that man will outlast all competitors. He may not shout, he may not boast, but he will remain when others have vanished. The beauty of discipline is that it compounds. Each day you practice it, it becomes stronger. Each victory builds upon the last. Each habit deepens the fortress, and eventually the structure is too strong to collapse. Discipline becomes who you are, not what you do, but what defines you. And when that happens, you are untouchable. So build your fortress. Lay the bricks with every disciplined choice. Strengthen the walls with every sacrifice. Raise the towers with every act of self-mastery. Protect it, expand it, live inside it, and let the world crash against its walls without ever breaking through. The disciplined man is not lucky. He is not chosen. He is not gifted. He is built by his own law, by his own choices, by his own relentless will. That is why he rules where others falter. That is why his name endures when others are forgotten. Discipline is not the path to greatness. It is greatness. Comment below. Discipline is my fortress. Number 7. The power of ruthless focus. Focus is fire. It is the single force that turns scattered energy into unstoppable momentum. Without focus, strength leaks away. Without focus, vision dissolves into distraction. Without focus, even the most gifted men collapse into mediocrity. But with ruthless focus, uncompromising, disciplined, and absolute, you become something far greater. You become inevitable. Most men are not defeated because they lack power. They are defeated because they cannot direct their power. They scatter themselves in 1,000 directions, chasing approval, chasing distraction, chasing battles that do not matter. They move endlessly but arrive nowhere. They confuse motion with progress, noise with influence, and activity with dominance. And this is why they remain weak. But the man who cultivates ruthless focus is different. He chooses one path, one aim, one mission, and he bends the entire weight of his existence toward it. He does not divide himself. He does not scatter himself. He concentrates like a blade, and every ounce of energy he carries is sharpened toward one inevitable strike. That is the essence of ruthless focus. Ruthless focus is not gentle. It does not accommodate weakness. It does not tolerate distraction. It demands elimination. You must cut away what is trivial. You must abandon what does not serve you. You must sacrifice comfort for clarity. This is why focus is ruthless, because it forces you to kill everything in your life that does not build you, strengthen you, or drive you forward. To master focus, you must first master clarity. You must decide what you want, not vaguely, not half-heartedly, but with absolute conviction. A man without clarity cannot focus. He wanders, he experiments, he hesitates. But a man who knows his aim can strip away everything that does not serve it. His life becomes clean, direct, and sharp. His decisions become simple. Every choice is judged by one question: does this bring me closer to my goal or not? When you live with that clarity, hesitation vanishes. Doubt fades. You move with certainty because the path is narrow and nothing else matters. The fog that confuses others clears for you because you have already chosen the one direction worth walking. That is the power of ruthless focus. It removes all hesitation, all uncertainty, all weakness. Think of the river. When water spreads wide, it becomes shallow, but when it carves itself into a single channel, it gains force. It cuts through stone. It reshapes the earth. That is what your focus must become. Scattered energy is nothing. Ruthless focus is everything. The man who embodies ruthless focus becomes unpredictable, and unpredictability breeds fear. When you do not scatter yourself, when you do not waste words or energy, no one knows when you will move. But when you do, the impact is devastating. The world cannot prepare for a strike that comes without warning, sharp and precise. This is why focus is not only powerful, it is psychological warfare. It keeps others in a state of tension, always watching, never knowing, always fearing. Focus magnifies presence. When you are consumed by one mission, your very aura changes. People feel it. They sense the weight of a man who is not distracted, who is not divided, who cannot be pulled off course. They sense inevitability in your eyes. They see certainty in your posture. They feel the gravity of your presence. And gravity pulls everything into its orbit. This is attraction at its purest level. The man with ruthless focus does not chase. He attracts. He does not beg for attention. He commands it. He does not demand loyalty. It forms naturally because people cannot resist aligning with power that moves with such force. That is the secret of focus. It makes you magnetic, not through effort, but through inevitability. But ruthless focus is not about constant motion. It is about directed motion. It is about conserving your energy until the right moment and then releasing it with absolute force. Every movement must matter. Every action must serve. Every word must carry weight. Focus is not speed, it is precision. And precision is what makes your power undeniable. History belongs to the focused. Empires were not built by men who dabbled. They were built by men who concentrated everything they had into conquest. Invention, discovery, domination, it all flows from focus. The conquerors of the past did not scatter themselves in 1,000 trivial pursuits. They aimed at one target, and they pursued it with relentless force until nothing could stand. The world bends not for the scattered, but for the focused. Ruthless focus also sharpens time. The unfocused man wastes it, pouring his days into distractions that drain him. The focused man multiplies time because every hour compounds, every effort stacks, every step pushes him closer to inevitability. He does not waste, he invests, and investment always pays. But focus demands loneliness. The path narrows. Many will not follow. Friends will fade. Distractions will tempt. Critics will question. But this is the cost of inevitability. The focused man cannot dilute himself for others. He cannot bend to fit into weak patterns. He must walk his path alone because destiny is never crowded. And yet, this solitude is not weakness. It is strength. It is silence sharpened into clarity. It is absence of noise, absence of waste, absence of weakness. And in that silence, the focused man becomes unstoppable. He builds while others talk. He sharpens while others celebrate. He rises while others collapse. Focus is ruthless because it refuses to share space with weakness. It demands all of you. It consumes you. But when you surrender to it, you no longer live as ordinary men live. You live as fire lives, consuming everything in your path until nothing remains but your mark. Be ruthless, be sharp, be inevitable. Strip away distraction until your life is nothing but a straight line, moving forward, faster, sharper, harder than anything that stands in your way. Let others scatter themselves. Let them waste themselves. You will not. You will focus. You will win. Comment below, my focus makes me inevitable. Number 8. The unshakable mind. The greatest throne a man will ever sit upon is not made of gold, nor carved in marble, nor defended by armies. The greatest throne is within, the throne of the mind. The man who rules his mind rules his world. The man who fortifies his thoughts builds an empire that no enemy can breach. Armies may burn cities, wealth may vanish overnight, power may be stolen, but a mind that is unshakable cannot be conquered. It is eternal, it is untouchable. Unfocused men surrender this throne every day. They allow fear to whisper commands, and they obey. They allow doubt to creep in, and they collapse. They allow anger, envy, or insecurity to dictate their actions, and they become slaves to what they cannot control. That is why they break under pressure, because they never fortified the only kingdom that matters. But the man who builds an unshakable mind is different. He does not bend. He does not bow. He rules from within, and because he rules himself, the world cannot rule him. An unshakable mind begins with discipline over thought. Every thought is a seed. Plant doubt, and you harvest weakness. Plant fear, and you harvest hesitation. Plant anger, and you harvest destruction. But plant clarity, plant confidence, plant unrelenting determination, and you harvest destiny. Guard your mind as a general guards his walls. Do not allow thoughts inside that weaken your command. The man who cannot control his mind is a kingdom without walls. The man who masters his thoughts is a fortress. Resilience is the heart of the unshakable mind. Life will strike you. It will test you, bruise you, drag you to the edge. It will bring failure, betrayal, loss, and pain. But the man with an unshakable mind does not crumble. He absorbs the storm in silence. He recalculates, he adapts, and then he moves forward as though nothing happened. That steadiness is what terrifies his enemies, because they realize they cannot wear him down. Every strike only hardens him. Every setback only sharpens him. He does not break. He evolves. The unshakable mind does not crave validation. Most men are addicted to applause. They need praise to feel alive. They need recognition to feel strong. But this is dependence. It makes them fragile. The unshakable man is different. His strength comes from within. He does not seek approval because his respect for himself is greater than the world's approval combined. He is anchored in discipline, in self-command, in clarity. This is why he moves differently. He does not chase, he attracts. He does not beg, he commands. He does not seek validation, he embodies it. And because his power is internal, it cannot be stolen. Take his wealth, and he will rebuild it. Take his position, and he will rise higher. Take his comfort, and he will grow sharper. His foundation is not external, it is internal. And what is internal cannot be destroyed. That is why the unshakable mind is the highest form of wealth, the highest form of power, the highest form of security. Emotion is the battlefield where most men fall. Rage blinds them, fear freezes them, desire seduces them, pride inflates them until they break. But the unshakable mind commands emotion instead of being commanded by it. He does not deny anger, he uses it as fuel. He does not deny fear, he turns it into awareness. He does not deny desire, he sharpens it into focus. He does not deny pride, he transforms it into resilience. Nothing is wasted. Nothing controls him. Every emotion bends to his will. This is mastery, the transformation of chaos into order, of weakness into power. Stillness is one of the greatest marks of the unshakable mind. While others panic, he remains calm. While others scream, he remains silent. While others scatter, he remains still. That stillness is not passivity, it is control. It radiates strength, it unsettles opponents, it commands respect. In the middle of storms, the unshakable man stands motionless, and that sight alone is enough to break weaker men. They see that nothing can move him, and they begin to crumble because of it. Perspective is another weapon of the unshakable mind. Unfocused men magnify small problems into impossible catastrophes. They drown in details and suffocate under their own panic. But the unshakable man sees scale. He knows what matters and what does not. He does not waste thought on trivial battles. He does not exhaust himself on distractions. He keeps his vision on the horizon, always moving toward the greater conquest. This is why he endures while others falter, because he refuses to be lost in dust when the mountain is still ahead. The unshakable mind is also magnetic. People sense it before you speak. They feel it in your silence. They see it in your eyes. They hear it in the weight of your words. A man who cannot be shaken radiates inevitability. He draws loyalty because people trust him. He draws fear because enemies cannot break him. He draws respect because his presence itself feels heavier than anything they have known. His mind is his crown, and everyone around him recognizes it. How do you build such a mind? By embracing discomfort, by stepping into the fire willingly, by stripping away distractions, temptations, and crutches, and facing your weakness directly. Every trial you endure makes your mind harder. Every silence you keep makes your mind sharper. Every temptation you reject makes your mind stronger. This is not easy, but it is the path to becoming unshakable. You must also train solitude. The unshakable mind is not afraid of being alone. In fact, solitude is his weapon. While others drown in noise, he sharpens himself in silence. He is not dependent on constant company, constant distraction, constant noise. He can stand alone because his strength comes from within. And the man who can stand alone is the man others cannot move. In the end, the unshakable mind is freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from dependence, freedom from weakness. When your mind is fortified, nothing external can enslave you. They may strike, but you do not bend. They may mock, but you do not flinch. They may try to break you, but you remain whole. This is why the unshakable mind is the final form of power. It cannot be taken, it cannot be stolen, it cannot be destroyed. The world bows not to those who speak the loudest, but to those who stand the firmest. It bows not to those who panic, but to those who remain still. It bows not to those who scatter, but to those who endure. Build your mind into a fortress, and the world itself will bend before you. So, construct it, guard it, train it, fortify it, make your mind unshakable, and you will become untouchable. Number 9. The law of cold victory. Victory is not about noise. It is not about celebration. It is not about showing the world how loudly you can shout when you win. True victory is cold. It is silent. It is precise. The man who embodies cold victory does not need applause, does not crave recognition, and does not waste his breath proving himself. He simply wins. and his victory speaks louder than any words ever could. Understand this: the crowd loves noise. They love spectacle. They love men who roar about their plans, who announce their battles, who scream their triumphs. But noise is weakness. Noise betrays desperation. Noise gives away position. The strong do not announce. The strong do not explain. The strong do not perform. They prepare. They strike. They win. And when the dust clears, their victory is undeniable. Cold victory is the art of finishing battles with such precision that no argument remains. It is the kind of victory that leaves no need for debate, no space for excuses, no opportunity for resistance. It ends the conversation before it begins. It silences critics without a word. It leaves the world in stunned recognition that you cannot be stopped. That is the essence of cold power, finality. To master cold victory, you must detach from vanity. Vanity craves recognition. Vanity craves applause. Vanity craves validation. But vanity is weakness because it makes you dependent on others to recognize your worth. Cold victory is immune to vanity. It does not care who sees. It does not care who praises. It does not care who understands. It only cares that the outcome is absolute. This is why cold victory is feared. A loud man can be challenged. A proud man can be mocked. But a silent conqueror terrifies the world because his strength cannot be touched. He does not rely on their approval. He does not need their permission. He does not ask for acknowledgement. He simply wins, and there is nothing they can do to stop it. Cold victory is also efficient. It wastes no energy. It spills no excess. It is not drawn out. It is decisive. One strike, one movement, one calculated action, and the battle is over. This is the mark of mastery. Unfocused men spend their energy proving they have won. Strong men end the game so completely that no proof is required. Cold victory is not just about winning, it is about how you win. You win with silence. You win with precision. You win with inevitability. You win in such a way that no one can deny it. This is how legends are created, not through shouting, but through undeniable results. History remembers the men who embodied cold victory. They did not need parades. They did not need speeches. They needed only their actions. Their victories reshaped nations, commanded respect, and left no room for doubt. This is the model you must follow. Seek not the appearance of power, seek the essence of it. Cold victory also demands restraint. Do not fight battles that do not matter. Do not waste strength on meaningless conflicts. Do not burn yourself out trying to prove your worth to those beneath you. Save your energy for the decisive strikes, the ones that alter everything. That is how you conserve strength. That is how you remain untouchable. And when you do strike, strike completely. Half measures are for the weak. When it is time to win, win so decisively that there is no counter, no retaliation, no recovery. Close the loop so the issue doesn't return. That is what makes victory cold, not drawn out, not theatrical, but final. Cold victory also changes perception. The world begins to see you differently. They stop underestimating you. They stop questioning you. They stop doubting you. Because you have proven, again and again, without noise, without begging, without performance, that you simply win. And a man who always wins silently becomes a man they cannot touch. This is where true power lies. Not in talking, not in boasting, not in showing off, but in results, in outcomes, in silence that carries more weight than words ever could. Cold victory turns you into a force of inevitability, and inevitability is the most feared power of all. Carry yourself with that inevitability. Do not rush. Do not panic. Do not scatter. Move with patience. Wait for your moment. Strike when it matters. And when you do, let the victory be complete. Then step back into silence. Let them talk. Let them argue. Let them gossip. None of it matters, because you have already won. Cold victory is not about the noise of the present. It is about the permanence of the future. Noise fades. Applause dies. Recognition shifts. But results endure. They cannot erase what you built. They cannot deny what you achieved. They cannot undo what you have already won. That is why cold victory is supreme. It is final, it is enduring, and it is untouchable. This is the law. Never waste your strength on talking. Never waste your breath on proving. Never waste your energy on vanity. Channel everything into action, into precision, into inevitability, and let the results speak for you. Win in silence, conquer without noise, rule without announcing it. That is the mark of the untouchable. That is the law of cold victory. Comment below, my victory is inevitable. And if this monologue has ignited your mind, remember this: strength is built in silence, power is forged in discipline, and destiny belongs to those who act. For more, like this video, subscribe to SIG Rhythm and turn on notifications so you never miss what they don't want you to know.